Good morning, everybody. I am going to try to make a quick video on my site change. It just so happens that I need to change my infusion set as well as my sensor. I was asked by a couple people how I put my sensor on my outer arm one-handed. So I'm going to try to get that on video for you guys and just share how my daily process goes through. It is 6 something in the morning, and I am trying to make this video really quick before I go to work. So if I seem like I'm rushed, it's not you guys. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not late for this meeting that I have. So I've opened my reservoir. I use Humalog insulin. I'm letting that start filling. My pump, I took it off right before I showered, so it's still suspended. So I'm going to resume my delivery and then go and rewind my reservoir. I don't want to do a bolus. I hit the wrong button. Reservoir tubing. All right, so I got the pump rewinding. I liked the Mio, the regular Medtronic Mios. I love the Mio Advanced. I have a couple of those. My problem with the Advance is I like to put the Mios, I have the 9 millimeter cannula, and I put it on my lower back, and it has a 32-inch tubing, which gives me plenty of room for my tubing. So the current Mio Advanced is a 6 millimeter cannula, and the tubing's not as long. So that's my complaint with them. However, Medtronic is discontinuing the Mio, and they are going to the Mio Advanced only. They are making the 9 millimeter cannula available as well as longer tubings. So I do need to call Medtronic and get my current Mio Advances switched over. For the meantime, I'm going to get half Mio Advanced, and then I'm going to also get quick sets because I have the quick set certer for those. So I'm kind of build up my Mio Advanced inventory and my quick sets. I do have several boxes of the Mios, so I can still use those and then slowly transition over to the Advanced. So I've got my infusion set ready. I'm going to insert it on my lower back. I just put it right around where my love handle is on the back. There it goes. Remove this. I'll let it sit for a second before I try to remove the tubing, so that way I don't accidentally pull it off the skin and give it plenty of time for the adhesive to adhere. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to have to go run and grab an insulin vial out of the fridge. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let me open this insulin vial right quick. Let that fill up. Anyway, so I've got my Mio applied, infusion set applied to my lower back around where the love handle region would be. Not necessarily on the side, but I try to get it around arm reach, right just around the corner, where my love handle would be. So that way it makes it easier for me to reach and grab it myself if I'm taking a shower or anything, and it doesn't seem to get caught on things as much. So I've removed my tubing now. I'm going to finish getting the last of this reservoir filled up. I've noticed if you pump the air in the insulin vial and let it fill up on its own, don't apply too much pressure, it doesn't get as much air bubbles in there. And then a little thumping and just a little bit of adjusting to get it filled back up to 300, and it works very well for me. So let me add to my trash pile, connecting my tubing, and then load reservoir. Next. All right, so I'm gonna let it fill the tubing or load the reservoir plunger. That's done. Now we're gonna fill our tubing. I do have the 32-inch tubing, so it takes about 8 or 9 units to get the drops to come out. Today I stopped it at 9.4 units next, and we're gonna fill the cannula. I fill my cannula with 0.5 of a unit. Fill now, so I'm gonna let that get going. So while that's going, I take my Mio, and I placed the lid back on it so that way I don't have to worry about accidentally sticking myself with a needle. Now we're going to go towards the sensor. So I'm going to angle it down where you can see my hands work. Oh wait, let me go this way. All right, so we got our sensor. I like to place it flat on the counter and then get my inserter, pop that on, pop that off. We're in there, we're ready to fire. That's like I like to call it. All right, I'm gonna angle the camera down in a second so you won't see my face. You'll be able to see my arm and kind of see how the way I work my hand. Let me try to move you guys around. We might be able to get my face. All right, so a good rule of placement, I get my inserter and my sensor ready. I try to place it on the fatty tissue right around here. It's easy for me to visually inspect most of the sensor. And then I just lightly squeeze on the trigger and wait for it to fire. There it went. Give it a couple seconds, applying just a little bit of pressure so that way my body can let the adhesive stick to it. Oop, there we go. All right, so once I've taken it out, I only have one hand to work with. I just like to apply a little pressure. I pull this little tab out to give the adhesive room to flex for me to get my finger underneath there. Using my pointer finger, I just apply a little pressure. At first, it's always a pain to get the adhesive backing off. So I've got that off. Rub it down, let it get nice and secure, warm it up just a little bit so it sticks. Then I take my finger and just lightly pull it up. If sometimes you're having problems, just let it go and it will retract the needle in. So it takes practice. Trust me, I've been trying to do this a lot by myself. I have various coworkers who help me with my sensor changes if I happen to be at work. It's kind of funny watching some of them react to the needle. Then I've got my adhesive. I've already pulled off step 1 and I just let it dangle across and line that up. Then I just stretch it out on my 2 fingers, let it get nice and flat in the middle sections here, and then slowly pull off step 2 on the side that's closer and easier for me to do. And then step 1, I reach underneath the arm and pull that down and then rub it flat. Now, the next thing is to add the transmitter, which I had to figure out where I got it. So I've got it, it's been fully charged. I'll remove it and I'm gonna rub it, try to get some of this adhesive off. Now you guys can see the green lights blinking. This is the Guardian Link 3 transmitter for the 770G that has Bluetooth, I believe, that connects the pumps to your smartphone. So I like to try to give it a little bit of a rub every time before I put it on, just to get that old adhesive off. That way the new adhesive will stick pretty well. And just a quick rub down with my thumb. You can see I've got it nice and clean. So now I'm going to take it, stick it in there just right. Hopefully you guys can hear the click. It's on there. And I've got the solid, slow, green blinking light. I typically only put one adhesive on my arms. One of the Medtronic adhesive sticks, the patches things. Because I typically have luck with just one on my arms. But I've been getting them caught up on my shirt sleeves for these new shirts that I've gotten. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the second one. And just do it the same way as the first one. You don't want it to stretch tight and push the sensor into the skin. You just want it to give a little bit of support to hold the sensor on there. So as you guys can see, I've got that nice and stuck on there. And I'm going to take my 770G and turn the sensor back on because I did sleep without it last night. Utility sensor. Turn the sensor on. Now, some of you have asked, if I click sensor connections, it does this menu. You no longer get the option on the 770G to start a new sensor or start an old sensor. So what you do is you just turn the sensor on and give it a little bit of time to connect with the transmitter. And when it does, Oh, look, it did it quickly. Sensor connected, and you scroll down, and now you get the option to start new sensor or reconnect sensor. So I'm going to start a new sensor, and that's going to get you get the little notification for your 2-hour warm-up window. So now that that's started, my sensor has started its warm-up, and I'm done with all of my changes. Last night, I did say my sensor expired on me before I went to bed, or shortly after I lay down. I knew it was about to expire. So when it did, I just took myself out of auto mode, put myself in manual mode, and I turned my sensor off. So that way I don't get those alarms, trouble connecting with transmitter or possible interference or any of the alarms that are associated with communication between the pump and the transmitter. So I turned that off, got me a good night's sleep, removed my sensor once it actually did expire. I did all that. And then I keep my charger beside the bed. This morning when I woke up, I removed the sensor from the transmitter and placed the transmitter on charge and started getting ready. Then once I've got out of the shower and I'm dressed and ready to go in the morning, the sensor is typically charged and I can throw it on rather quickly. I do like to change my sensors throughout the day while I'm awake, but if I do happen to have one, maybe I started it while I was on nights or something like that, and I will just turn it off and go in manual mode throughout the night. So anyway, I hope this helps you guys. If you guys have any questions, please drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe both here on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page. So hopefully I can keep you guys informed with new videos and how things are going. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful week, and if you need anything, send me a message or a comment. Have a good one. Bye.